youngest sister, Kathy. He grew up quiet and strong in body and mind, and passionate in heart. That never changed. He fought often with his older sister, Patricia. He later talked with me about how he felt like his sister was Lucy and he was Linus or Charlie Brown. They fought like normal siblings, competing with each other, challenging each other. He would shake his head about her, but she challenged him to stay sharp, focused, and to deal with people who saw things differently than himself. He and his younger brother, Dennis, who is here today and can confirm or challenge anything I say about this time in his life, worked the farm as boys and young men, baling hay, working the livestock, little boys that grew into strong, mighty men. Dad told many stories about this time. Some he wrote down for all of us to read, and others remain only in my memories of him sharing. At the age of 18, he graduated from Broken Bow High School in Broken Bow, Nebraska. He was in football all through high school and was homecoming king. I have photographic evidence of this. And he was in track 3 out of 4 of those high school years. After graduation, he left for Minneapolis, Minnesota to study theology with the plans to become a pastor. So he went to North Central Bible College, and there he met my mom, Irma Jean Larson, later Tyson. He says that he knew he would marry her, that she would be the kind of woman who he wanted as his wife and mother of their children. Funny thing was, she was dating someone else when he married her. Now, to be fair to Dad, Mom says Dad kept his distance until after she broke up with her boyfriend. But when he found out she was single, he made his move. Over 47 years later, I can safely say I think he was right. They were meant to be together. They married on September 3rd, 1960, and on September 24th, 1961, my oldest sister, Donna Jean Tyson, was born after having moved from Minnesota to Nebraska. In May of 1963, Candace Kay was born. In September of 1964, Daniel Allen was born. Mom and Dad had their hands full. Donna, Candy, and Dan were as smart as they were cute. They broke Mom and Dad in for the rest of us. Mom and Dad were challenged in all their ideas about parenting and children. Meanwhile, they moved from Nebraska to Iowa, closer to Mom's family. So when Bill was born in January 1970, Mom and Dad had a hang of how this all worked. And it was a good thing they did, because surprise babies Cindy and Michelle followed. Cindy came in April of 1971. Mom and Dad once again moved to another state, Minnesota this time, and shortly thereafter, the final surprise, Michelle, was born in February 1978. Yet again, we last 3 children challenged Mom and Dad as parents, and of course we were as smart and we were as cute. He said it was all because Mom was smart and beautiful, but as you have seen, he was a very handsome man, and in his heart and mind we were equally beautiful. Dad never quite made it to being a pastor, although he came close several times. But the impact that he left on the lives of everyone he met was the same, or better, than he could have ever hoped or planned. The reason? He loved people right where they were at, in the workplace, in his neighborhood, in his church, or everywhere he went. He loved people, although he often was quiet in large groups. He listened to people, wanting to know each person, caring about their lives. He was giving, wanting to surprise people with gifts and meeting needs as he was able. He became a friend to the lonely, a father to the fatherless, a helper in times of need. He encouraged all of us to be the best and go for the best in our own lives. I am proud to call Howard Edward Tyson my father. He was on loan from God, and now his time is up, and we are having to let him go. I thank God for every minute that I had with him. I never reached the point where I was ready for him to leave, but rarely are we ready to let go of those that we love. We want to keep them around with us as long as we are around, but the world doesn't work that way, so we must let go. Dad worked hard to provide for his family. He wanted to be a good father and a good husband. He struggled, but he was, and in our hearts still is, a great man with a legacy I am proud of. If you look up the meaning of the name Howard Edward, both are from Old English, with Howard meaning chief guardian, entrusted by law with the care of the people, and Edward meaning prosperous guardian, a trusted warden of other people's property. He was all of those things, both in profession as a banker and nursing home administrator, but also as a leader in this church and in the many other churches he was part of through the past 67 years. God knew what he was doing when he sent that smart, beautiful little boy to that young couple 67 years ago. He had a plan for that little boy, and I believe today we're celebrating the completion of that plan and that legacy. I pray that the impact lasts for generations to come, not only in our biological family, but in the body of believers and friends.